What up, African family? Welcome back to the African Wahala, where we have conversations that relate to the progression of Africans around the world and the continent of Africa. We also try to analyze our social, political, and psychological dynamics that keeps us at the bottom of the food chain so we can stand a chance to get the hell out of this position. If you like the content of the channel, smash the like button and subscribe. Now we are headed to a southern African country called Eswatini. Eswatini is a small country, landlocked, has a tiny population of 1.2 million people up thereabout, and they have an absolute monarchy that is playing out in the country. Also, due to the fact that they have an absolute monarch, whom is the king, he goes by the name Mswati number 3. He's been on the throne for about 35 years when he took over power from his father. This guy is currently going under so much pressure by his citizens. They are protesting the fact that they live in extreme poverty. Meanwhile, himself and his family members live in opulence. It's unacceptable, man. It almost seems like it's the same game plan that these guys play, regardless if they are Democrats or if they are monarchs. It doesn't matter. They all just want to live in opulence and leave everybody else in extreme poverty. So this guy in 2020, there was an allegation that he bought 15 Rolls Royce for each one of his 15 wives. Apart from that display of extreme wealth, his kids are constantly playing on social media, showing off their extreme wealth, throwing birthday parties during the time of the lockdown when everybody else was prevented from coming together to host anything. His family members were obviously going against the rule. So it's just unfair, and it doesn't make any sense when you have a country where your leaders, you can clearly see them on social media, on the television, living an extravagant life. Meanwhile, the citizen, is living in extreme poverty. At some point, you're gonna get your voices together and come around and protest against that system because the status quo doesn't support you. So that is exactly what is playing out in Eswatini. And then you think about it. I've had a lot of dialogues with my African brothers from Ghana, from Kenya, okay, from Congo. So I've had conversations that relate to which is better for the African people, a democratic system or an absolute monarchy. And I've had many people tell me that, man, they do not think a democratic system makes sense for us Africans because we sometimes need brute force in order for us to comply to rules and regulation. And to me, that shit is just very, very disrespectful because we are not animals, man. If you tell me that it's only brute force that would make me obey laws and orders, that means you're likening me to an animal. So I find that extremely disrespectful. Not only that, I do not agree with anybody saying that a democratic system does not work on the continent of Africa because we have many countries on the continent that actually succeed using a democratic system. But let's go quickly into Eswatini's parliamentary dynamics. So it is an absolute monarchy ruled by Mswati number 3 since 1986. Elections are held every 5 years to determine the House of Assembly and the Senate majority. The current constitution was adopted in 2005. The Swazi bicameral parliament, or Libandla, consists of 30 seats. It consists of the Senate, made up of 30 seats. 10 members are appointed by the House of Assembly, and 20 are appointed by the monarch to serve 5-year terms. And the House of Assembly is made up of 65 seats, in which 10 members are appointed by the monarch and 55 are elected by popular votes to serve 5-year terms. So it almost looks like Eswatini adopts a combination of a democratic system and an absolute monarchy. And I've also read somewhere that in Eswatini, it is illegal for you to set up a political party that is an opposition to the absolute monarchy. You're going to get thrown in prison. So a lot of these guys like Msungisi, okay, he leads the Podemo party. They've had to go on exile because they are constantly criticizing the government, the absolute monarchy, because they do not benefit from the status quo. And it makes a lot of sense, man. It just doesn't make sense for you to view the people that are on top, the political elites, living in extreme opulence. Meanwhile, majority of the population is living in extreme poverty. It's not going to work. So for that reason, I salute the youth of Eswatini for taking to the street and protesting non-stop. They are putting extreme pressure on the monarch. There are rumors that the monarch took his private jet and flew out of the country. This is a monarch that is constantly wearing his traditional attires, which look beautiful by the way, but at the same time, I see you driving Rolls Royces or being driven in Rolls Royces, Mercedes Benz. To me, it's like a culture clash, okay? You're trying to portray yourself as a thorough African. You're wearing your traditional robes all over the place, but at the same time, you're jumping into a German made vehicle, a Rolls Royce made somewhere in America or whatever. So choose one, man. If you're gonna be driving an airplane, if you're gonna be flying in an airplane and driving in a Rolls Royce and a Mercedes Benz, then you probably need to adopt some futuristic approaches in your country. I do not think they manufacture Rolls Royces and Mercedes Benz and airplanes in Eswatini. So you need to do what you need to do, okay? You need to move the people forward. You need to make the people equal, create an opportunity for everybody. Stop being greedy, man. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or if you're a monarch, okay, on the continent of Africa. It seems like these guys have the same ball game, the same game plan all across the board. They don't care. They just want to be wealthy and don't give a damn about the rest of the people. So yeah, I salute the people of Eswatini. Take to the streets, put pressure on this guy. Hopefully, this would yield to some sort of adoption of a democratic system where, you know, the people can feel like they are among, their voices are heard. A democratic system is a system where the country is ruled by many people. An absolute monarchy is a system where just one individual rules the entire country. And an oligarch is a system where a few people rule the entire country. That's what we have in Nigeria, even though they deceive us that we have a democratic system. But no, we have an oligarchy. And yeah, people need to break these systems, especially due to the fact that they are not beneficial for us, the people. So I salute the people of Eswatini. Keep taking to the streets, put pressure on your president or your king, whatever, and let's see how it goes from there. Before I wrap up this video, I would like you guys to explain to me if you agree with a democratic system or an absolute monarchy or any other type of system that you feel like will be the best suit for different African societies. Peace.